So what's it really like being a performer at sea? Spoiler, it's not all tropical cocktails and standing ovations, but it is one of the most unforgettable jobs in the world. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jessie. I'm a professional dancer, singer, actor with over 10 years experience performing on cruise ships all over the world. And in this series, I'm pulling back the curtain to show you exactly what life is like when your stage is in the middle of the ocean. Over the next 10 episodes, we'll cover everything from stage makeup that survives tropical heat, wig prep, warm-ups, tiny cabin hacks, and best practices to stay happy and healthy at sea. On my recent contract, I've made some vlogs sharing a bit of my life on board, so if you're interested in checking those out, I'll link the playlist right up here. But for this series, I wanted to answer your questions and share some helpful tips and tricks about ship life, because I feel like there really isn't that much content like that out there. By the end, you'll know exactly what to expect if you ever dream of taking your talents to the high seas, or just enjoy the chaos from your couch. As I mentioned, I've been a performer at sea for many years, specifically with Disney Cruise Line. So what does a typical day look like? It might start with a morning workout, grabbing the first of many coffees, greeting some character friends, lunch with a view of wherever we are ported, and then straight into warm-up, costumes, sound check, and the show. The best part, you finish the night knowing you get to wake up somewhere completely new the next day. You might be thinking, oh, this sounds great. This sounds like the dream. And it really is great. I wouldn't have been doing it as long as I have if it wasn't. However, like all jobs, it is work and can be hard work. So having a broader scope of the realities of ship life can really help for a more successful and enjoyable experience. Which is why for this first episode, I thought it'd be fun to do a little bit of myth busting on some of the most common misconceptions I hear about cruise ship life. Okay, myth number 1, crew live in the underbelly of the ship. Yes, crew cabins are typically on lower decks, but I've actually lived on decks 4 and 5 before. Even living on deck A is above water level. But the crew cabins, they're clean, they're secure, there are little homes at sea, even if you can reach your bed, your wardrobe, and your desk all with one arm's reach. Now, typically they are a shared cabin, but on my last contract, I did have a single cabin, and you can check out that cabin tour here. Myth number 2, performers spend all day sunbathing. If only it was all one big vacation, but I promise there is a lot of work that goes on unseen. Most days are packed with rehearsals, warm-ups, safety drills, performances, and other ship responsibilities, not to mention going to the gym and training to keep up your strength for the ship demands, and resting to be ready to go for performance time. So yes, there are definitely times in port that you can go and enjoy the sunshine, but it isn't a daily luxury, more like a little break in between costume changes. Myth number 3, the ship is as steady as a rock. Not exactly. Modern ships are big and have stabilizers. This does help a little bit, but trust me, in rough seas, the stage can feel like a roller coaster. And although slight modifications can be made to performances, the show must go on and you just have to learn how to perform through it. Dancing in heels while the floor tilts 15 degrees is really what earns you your standing ovation. Myth number 4, crew eat the same food as passengers. Yes, as a performing cast member, we do have some guest dining privileges, such as the quick service or the buffet for lunch, but overall, crew have their own dining hall called the mess, and this menu is completely different from the guest area. Some days it's great, some days you get creative, but one thing that you can always count on there being is rice. And lastly, myth 5, I think this might be my favorite. Crew live in port between cruises. This one always makes me laugh. We don't move off the ship after each and every cruise. We live in our crew cabins for our entire contract, which for most crew is anywhere between 4 months to almost a year. Every time a cruise ends and guests get off, that very same day, a few hours later, more guests get on and we do it all again. If the ship is in port, we might get off and do a little bit of exploring, but at the end of the day, our cabin is our home. All right, before we wrap up this first episode, I thought it'd be fun to play a little game, 2 Truths and a Lie Cruise Ship Edition. So we'll play at the end of every episode of this series, where I will give you 3 facts about my time performing at sea. 2 of them will be true and 1 will be completely made up. Your mission? Guess the lie in the comments. Number 1, I once had to learn a full dance number in a day and perform it that very night. Number 2, my shoe flew overboard while performing on the deck stage. And number 3, I performed to an audience of only 35 people because of bad weather. What do you think? Which one's the lie? I'll reveal the answer at the start of the next episode. Also, tell me what myths and other questions you might have about cruise ship life. I might be able to just bust them in a future video. Next time, I'm sharing 10 things I wish I knew before becoming a cruise ship performer. And trust me, these would have saved me so many rookie mistakes. If you enjoyed this peek behind the scenes, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more videos, and join me for the rest of this series. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!